ultimate, whatever you like. Okay, so Kristin, take it away. Have fun. And if you've got your notepads and pens, and she's talking, I'd be writing down.
Thank you so much, Todd. Really appreciate it. I have a voice. Yay! In Anaheim, for any of you that were watching, I completely lost my voice, and I was hoping last night I met with the coaching members that I do one-on-ones with, and we had dinner together, and it was really awesome, right, guys? Woo-hoo! Getting back together again, guys. Thank you, Craig, so much, and Catherine and Todd, to bring us back together. It really brings energy, gets us ready for 2022. So exciting. And last night, it was awesome meeting with the coaching members and having dinner and networking, masterminding. And it's really what all of this is about. So everybody who's watching, that's awesome. When you feel comfortable or able to get back to a live conference, I really recommend it because the networking, the family that Craig has created, and Catherine and Todd, is absolutely amazing amongst the Craig Proctor system members. And so getting together, I just really appreciate everything, and thank you so much. So I'm going to get started. I'm going to talk about some of the firm. I'm also going to talk a little bit about time management, just in general. And I'm probably not going to follow a lot of the slides, but they're here for you. And a little bit about me. So I started with the Craig Proctor system. I actually was with Keller Williams, and I saw him at family reunion. And I went to a session that actually Craig was at a Keller Williams family reunion, which I thought was really interesting because they have MAPS coaching and other things, but they're promoting Craig. So I thought, he must be pretty good if Gary Keller is promoting Craig at a family reunion. So I went and saw him and just resonated with him really quickly. Now, if you guys, most of you, and I'm sure a lot of you know my backstory, which I was in restaurant management for 18 years. I ran restaurants at a very high level. Cheesecake Factories, a lot of well-known restaurants I ran. And then I had a hardship. And, you know, approaching 40 years old, I went bankrupt. And I was completely broke, literally, where I had $50 to my name. When I moved to Florida, I had $700. Moved to Florida, the only person that I knew was my mom. And I moved in with my mom, approaching the age of 40, and I'm sure you guys can figure when you work so hard, I was working 70 to 80 hours a week. For 18 years, I moved 14 times in 10 years around the country and put my whole life into the restaurant business. And then once I moved to Florida, a couple people remember me from Houston's restaurant, right, Dennis? You remember me waiting tables at Houston's restaurant at the very low of my life. Okay, so I came down here, I was waiting tables at Houston's, and this gentleman in the Craig Proctor system remembers I waited on him, waited tables in Pompano Beach, and that's what I did. I was making no money. I lived in a 400 square foot apartment, and I was going to the laundromat to do my laundry, okay? It was real tough times, and I said, you know, what am I gonna do with my life? After working so hard and going through all that and having to start over at the age of 40 was very tough for me. And I didn't know anybody, guys, so it wasn't like I got to move and got into real estate and got to know people to be able to get referrals and stuff from because I had just moved here, right? So I got into real estate and kind of kicked the whole way through of getting into real estate. I really didn't want to do it. I couldn't see myself being a salesperson or anything else. But I got my license. And when I met Craig, you know, he absolutely changed my life. So that was 11 years ago when I met Craig. And basically, when I met him, I had no idea what to do in real estate. I thought you just get your license, and then all of a sudden, I just figure out how to, I wasn't going to cold call. That was one of the things. So Tom Ferry wasn't going to work for me or anything else in that thing because I was not going to cold call. Guys, I'm 40 years, I'm not going to knock doors. Not that I was too good for it, but it just was out of what I wanted to do. So when I met Craig, and it was marketing and learning this and that and whatever else, I thought, man, I got to find a way to be able to pay for this. And so I went to a conference, signed up, used credit cards, right, to do it, paid it off and everything else. But I saw and I believed in Craig and I believed in the system. So going from completely having literally no money, and today, okay, and that was at 40, so a lot of women resonate with me. They reach out to me. They say, wow, I've gone through the same thing. A lot of people that have gone through hardships have reached out and, said, Kristin, how have you done it? And I've done it through the Craig Proctor system. So today, my husband and I are multimillionaires. Without Craig, without Todd, without all of you, without the Craig Proctor system, none of that would have been possible for us. So we have now, since 2020, of February, we've had a year home sold brokerage, which is absolutely amazing. I love it, and part of what I love about it is everybody who works in our brokerage are Craig Proctor. So I worked for 2 brokerages basically beforehand, and it was Keller Williams and Remax. And they were great brokerages, don't get me wrong, I loved them both. However, when it came to really sharing marketing, what's working, what's not working, exactly what to do, how to do it, that didn't happen in either of these brokerages for us. We were the ones that were giving and giving and giving and giving and giving. I taught people all the time in these brokerages on how to do things and what to do. I didn't get that back personally. I'm talking about specific marketing and how to do it. With your home sold brokerage, now we have a team and team leaders, right? That we share every piece of our marketing with each other. We root each other on the entire time. We literally figure out what's working in our market because we're all together, right? Now our team members, our team is different, right? Because our team, we're really doing like what Tracy said and all the things that the Craig Proctor teaches our OSAs or ISAs or whatever else. But then the team leaders that are within the brokerage, we're all doing the things that we do in here on a weekly basis, and it's absolutely amazing with an awesome culture, and I love it. Obviously a real estate team, and I have been a real estate coach for Craig for many, many, many years. And I love watching people grow. I love helping people succeed at a really, really high level. And Todd was saying that I send him my numbers to Craig, and I do it once a year because I really like to look at where my progress is in helping, with obviously Craig and Todd being number one, but me helping on the one-on-one coach side. And the numbers were awesome, especially through the pandemic. 78% has businesses over 30%, and 54% made quantum leaps of my coaching members, my one-on-one members. We have a virtual assistant business, and actually how that started was with me not having any money when I needed to hire help. So I figured, okay, I need assistance. For me to grow, I could only do 60 transactions, and Tracy and Chris did 100 awesome. The most I could do by myself was 60. So I could do 60 transactions by myself as a single agent, but I couldn't grow. And so I'm trying to figure out, how to be able to pay and hire all the people I needed to leverage to grow the business. So I did it through virtual assistants, and I learned how to do it and was able to get really, really good at leveraging through virtual assistants. And I actually used a company to help me do it, and I saw the benefit in that for us. So we have 200 virtual assistants that work for us directly. So now we have a big business there. Thanks to the success of the Craig Proctor system and Todd and Craig, we have been able to build our wealth, okay? Because one thing, just like what Tracy was talking about, and he didn't want to ever see himself as, living in the projects and things like that. Well, guys, it wasn't like my family gave me any money when I was bankrupt and broke. I had to do it from ground up by myself. And when you're pushing 40 years old trying to do that, that's not an easy pill to swallow, and it was really tough. So I had to work at the restaurant, literally wait tables, okay? On the weekends, I would work 16, 17 hours on Saturdays and Sundays. I did both jobs over 80 hours a week to try to build enough money to get my real estate business off and going. But all the money along the way, I would always put a little bit of money aside, and we ended up, and Mark, just so you know, Mark didn't start out with, my husband did not start out with me this way. He's always been, like, he didn't start with me in the real estate team or anything else. So he's always had a side, you know, we weren't married and all that. So anyways, this came after. So what we've done is we have now built our wealth through real estate, is a big way that we built our wealth. So thank you to Tracy and Tanner. We have multiple Airbnbs in Tennessee, which we are netting over, in 3 of them, which we are netting over $150,000 a year just on those Airbnbs. And then we have multiple units all over South Florida, and we're always looking for more deals. So if you guys are in South Florida and you guys have deals, please send them our way. We'll buy them. We're looking to buy 10 more as fast as possible, okay? And so we have rental properties, Airbnbs, and have built our wealth so that every year we have multiple streams of income coming from everywhere. And that has been the smartest thing I think that I can ever say that we do on a daily basis, is really look at how are we building our wealth in many different ways. We have investment company that we do a lot of different things in. We own kind of like where we combined our money and we just bought, you know, with a lot of other people, like 353 units and all sorts of different types of wealth and real estate and things like that. And then we just started our e-com stores, which is Amazon and Walmart. So a lot of different areas of bringing wealth, and I promise you that we will never, you know, we could, thanks to Craig and Todd, you know, we could not have to work today because of the Craig Proctor system that Craig and Todd and Catherine let us be a part of. So thank you. Now, I'm going to go through this pretty quick. You know, all of us, one thing I just love about all of us and being family is that we all love to give back. And we all have to figure out what our whys are and how to become, it can't be money. You know, it's got to be a lot bigger. And the people in the Craig Proctor system are givers. Whoop, I guess I'm not doing this right. There we go. So we give to a lot of different organizations. The Philippines, we want to build a school, okay, because that's, you know, with our virtual assistants, that's a big part of our lives. We give back, like the Philippines, you know, they lost their jobs, so we were able to provide lots and lots of Christmases, buying their foods and gifts and everything else for their Christmas last year. This year we do the same. So we give a lot back to them, the homeless, foster kids, all sorts of different things that we do to give back, just like everybody I know in the Craig Proctor system. So thank you for really teaching me, you know where you came from and to give back. And really my why today is to change lives in everybody else that I touch.